It's usually a love affair that we get involved with these trucks. They're just that cool. This thing has a lot of miles on it. It's a super rare G500 short wheelbase hardtop, 1999. This is an OG Europa import. You won't see a lot of these on the road, folks, and we don't see a lot of them through the shop. We've had this in and out of the shop a couple times, and you remember a video that we did a couple months back. This truck, we showed it with no glass in it, no trim, nothing. It was blown down to the bare shell, getting ready and prepped for paint. And at that point in time, we were exposing a lot of flaws in the original 25-year-old paint. Now, granted, again, the truck is 25 years old, 150,000 miles on the clock. It's been around the block a few times. But look at it now. You can't tell. Clearly, there's a lot of love and passion that goes into this. Hence, it's a love story. The owner of this loves the truck, is very passionate about what he wants and how he wants it to look, and allowed us to have the opportunity to create that vision into something that's real life. Some of the subtle things we did to this truck are the front end. Since we took everything down to the bare shell and got to start over with it, we did do the lighting upgrades. So these are projector LEDs. We have these in a lot of our other trucks. Bang for the buck, these are a fantastic value as they offer a lot of light. They look period correct, and they really sharpen up the front end of the truck. We also upgraded the grille to a G550 style grille with blacked out inserts. The only chrome that you're gonna see on the truck is gonna be the emblems and the lettering on the sides. There's no other chrome. The other thing is the front bumper is a Mercedes OEM G550 front bumper from 2016 to 2018. We elected to go for this front bumper versus a G63 bumper as it's slightly smaller. It still gives you that aggressive stance and aggressive look without being overly obnoxious with those giant scoops on the side. So this is a great in between, and it's really sharp and proportionally correct on a truck like this. Also, the front bull bar, we blacked that out. We had it powder coated along with the side steps. Now, the interesting thing is the side steps on this truck were completely corroded out. So we actually took a new set, cut them down, and custom made them for this truck. So they are, for lack of better words, brand new, but powder coated black. Fun fact about this, there's about 13 pieces in here. And when you take it to powder coat, you have to take everything apart down to the bare substrate. Come around the back of the truck, you're gonna notice a couple other things. But before we get there, the mirrors are another one of those little subtle touches that slightly modernizes the truck. Not only are these the newer style mirrors that we put on the truck, we also integrate the lights into the turn signal system, and the puddle light we also integrated and wire that into the truck as well. So everything is cohesive. Going around the back of the truck, you're gonna notice the spare tire carrier. There's no chrome on the ring. That's also been blacked out. It just looks really sharp, really tight, and really good. And for lack of better words, this is like the original German muscle truck back in the late 90s. It's short wheelbase, it's lightweight, it's a G500 V8, it's fast, it's cool. I like them. So some people will ask, what is it like to drive a short wheelbase versus a long wheelbase truck? Well, for lack of explanation, it is very easy to drive around town. It is very nimble, very easy to handle. You can always park it. You can always parallel park it very, very easily. And it's just a very nimble and nice place to be. I like these trucks as my day-to-day or daily use vehicle where I'm not hauling around a bunch of people. This is really it. Pull out the back seats, use it as a utilitarian vehicle, and go to town with it. Fortunately, there's not a lot of them out there on the road anymore, so they're becoming very rare and super valuable, so it kind of rules that out. But these are wicked cool. So if you've got one and you want to put it in your collection and have something that is uniquely cool and wild to drive, that is fast, nimble, and agile, this is definitely the truck to get for you. All right, so driving one of these, whether it be highway speeds or around town, is very nice to drive. It is simple, doesn't vibrate, doesn't do anything weird, but power and acceleration is very good. Back in the day, this thing was quick, it's fast. It's on point with today's G550s that are out there. And yes, I know it only has 300 horsepower and a 330 foot-pounds of torque, but because the chassis is shorter, it's lighter, there's not as much mass to move around, it is properly fast. And with modern brakes and all the other good stuff that goes with it, it drives, for lack of better words, just like a normal vehicle. Arguably one of my favorite platforms to drive just because they're so unique, so rare, and completely daily driver usable. I really see the values of these trucks going through the roof in the next couple of years as more people become aware of them. And as that fun little 25-year rule for the US comes into play, we're gonna start seeing more and more of these coming to our shores. So keep an eye out for these. And if you've got one, I'd love to hear from you because these things are just that cool. Other little things we've done to this truck while we've had it in our possession, obviously it's got a brand new front glass in this. The old one was actually the original glass. You can't really tell because you can see out of it, but everything has been tinted on this truck. So all the windows, including the front windscreen, has UV protection film on it, meaning that even though we're on, winter Colorado day, I don't get baked by the sun. And up here, there's not as much atmosphere, so we have to be cognizant of that. So it's one of those things, if you do have a G-Wagon, you find yourself that you're getting sunburnt or just feels hot and very greenhousey, this is one of those things you want to do to really protect your skin, the dash, the leather, etc., from UVA and UVB rays. It's very important. And it's a relatively inexpensive thing to do that really protects your investment. So we've already done that on this vehicle and it's ready to go. All right, so the gazillion-dollar question is, what is the projected value of a truck like this? We could ask this question a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and touch on this because we don't see a lot of these, but we do see more of these short wheelbases and cabriolets and all the other special stuff than arguably anybody else in the country. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch on this. So for the G500 short wheelbase variant that was originally imported by Europa, 1999 to 2000 model year, 2001 technically, you can usually find the raw truck itself, unrestored, not very special, original paint, usually original interior, needs a little bit of love. You're gonna find that 100 or back of 100, probably in the 80 to 100 range. Now, mind you, this is at the end of 2025, so as we progress, these trucks are actively appreciating in value. So we're gonna see these numbers skyrocket a little bit here. So usually you can get into one of these for, let's call it a round number sake, $100,000. What we're seeing for a light restoration, meaning exterior, interior, but not a full body off, meaning everything that can be taken apart without completely blowing apart the whole chassis and body, you're gonna be in the mid to high 100s for a truck like that that's been fully done. Hence, this is a great example of that. It's got some miles on it. It still has the original motor, original transmission, axles, drivetrain, and everything has been well taken care of, documented, and refreshed. We've had this through our shop a couple times for mechanical reasons. It's largely just been service related. But this time it came in for an exterior cosmetic refresh and update, and it looks amazing. The client did not spare any expense on this, but this is a great example where the interior is brand new, the exterior is brand new. And something like this, if it were to go out on the market, it would definitely be in the high 100s, probably approaching that 200 mark. Now, the bigger question is, if you were to have one of these that was in rough shape and you wanted to go for the full restoration on it from top to bottom, it would be a $200,000 plus truck at the end of the day. We'll call it $250,000 by the time you're all said and done. By the time you have special options, features, and everything else you go through it, that's what you're gonna expect. And the reason these trucks are gonna command a premium like that is, A, they didn't make very many of them. There's not very many of them left on the road, and they are just plain cool. And something that is very functional, very drivable, and very usable, and also rare and very exclusive, always commands a premium. And that's why we put the valuations where they are. So if you've got a truck like this, or you have questions, or you want to get into one of these, we do know where to find them. We can get our hands on them. And if you have some questions and just want some guidance on that, we're more than happy to help out also. But definitely feel free to reach out. Joe Goetz, your Alliance Auto Care, nothing but G's. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next one.